Hello, FinCEN, the U.S. Financial Crime Network, and financial crime are back in the news. The idea with FinCEN's regulations are that banks or financial institutions are supposed to flag suspicious activity and file reports with the authorities. The question really is why aren't banks then further acting upon this information? They're actually supposed to do more than just file reports, but in many cases, they're not. They're kind of sitting on this information. Now, the reason these rules and regulations exist is we're trying to stop or inhibit criminal organizations from laundering money. That is getting dirty money into the legitimate financial system. We're also trying to effectively impose sanctions on countries like Iran and Russia if there's a free flow of money between these countries and others. We are unable to effectively impose these sanctions. Now, in the news this week, we saw that, in fact, banks really aren't doing the best job to fight these problems. I'm going to highlight a couple of these here. You're welcome to pause this if you need to read through these more. But if we look at HSBC and we look at Standard Chartered, we see that they allowed these activities to continue after they were made aware of them. So HSBC knew that there was a Ponzi scheme involved, but they were still allowing these accounts to function. The same thing with Standard Chartered. They were accounts that had been flagged for terrorism activity, and they still allowed these to exist. Now, of course, the banks have been asked to comment on that. Here we can see, and again, you're welcome to pause this. I'm not going to read through all these, but in general, the responses are kind of canned. Like, we can't really comment on that due to the nature of these suspicious activity reports. I'll flag, Wells Fargo. I've talked about Wells Fargo before, and that they're continuing, fraudulent behavior. I've highlighted some of that in this video you can see here. I think it's interesting that American Express, First Republic Bank, and the Bank of China all said absolutely nothing about this. But again, this is to be expected. It's really kind of their way of protecting themselves from future litigation. One thing that I've said over and over again that I don't understand is I think, we want to be, the entity or the person that doesn't need the rules and the regulations. We want to be the one that puts our clients first. And we want to realize that ultimately we can be more profitable if we put our clients' interests first in the long run. But now maybe I really don't understand, because with so many big financial institutions involved, maybe it's the case that the repercussions are so minor that they really aren't able to be more profitable if they put a damper on these. Now, I've created many of these types of reports where I highlight financial crimes, financial fraud. I put together a full showcase of that on Vimeo. They're all there. There's quite a few of them, as opposed to giving you all the links there. You can check them out. Hopefully they are helpful. But again, trying to get us as an industry to think about doing the right thing. I think ultimately it starts with us. We can have an impact. We want to demand better of ourselves. We want to demand better of our firms. Thanks so much for listening.